Here I went again. I just did all of that talking. I'm kind of frustrated, I'll tell you that now. So let me start over. Welcome to the return of Cook and Chat. Let's turn the music down a little because I know last time that was a problem. I should have just left this stream, left the sound. I just did all of that talking. Yeah, that's good because now I can see too that the was really loud. So let's start again. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Hi friends. Today I'm going to do Cook and Chat. The purpose of Cook and Chat is to show you real time, start to finish, the preparation for dishes. I'm going to do 2 dishes today. I have not cooked either one of them before. They're from my Facebook recipes list. So on Facebook you can create lists and save videos and posts and images and you can name the list whatever you want to name them. So a couple of weeks ago I did the video for the Mexican rice casserole that turned out really good, and that was the first time I had ever cooked anything from my list. So I'm hoping that today's selections will be equally enjoyable and tasty and easy to prepare, and that is, I'm going to do a dessert first because it needs to bake for a little while at a lower temperature than the main dish will need to bake once I have it all put together. So I think the timing should work. And when you cook, if you cook a lot and you cook a lot of things, so if you have a main dish and then a couple of side dishes and gravy or other things that go with it and a dessert, there's a lot of logistics that goes into that so that you can try and have everything ready at the same time and hot for everyone to enjoy if it's a hot meal. So we'll see if this idea of getting the dessert going first will work. Worst case scenario, we're just going to have to wait a little while for the dessert to come out of the oven before I can put the pasta dish in the oven. But since I haven't cooked either of these before, I don't know how long it's really going to take. I don't think that dessert will take more than a couple of minutes. And I'm trying something new because I found apps for my phones that will allow me to use them as other camera sources here on OBS. I used to be able to do that really easily with the StreamYard live streaming service that I used to use, but that's so expensive now that it's not in the budget. So it looks like these should work. So cross your fingers, because if they don't work, I'm not sure how in the world I'm going to show you what I'm cooking and how I'm cooking it, because I obviously can't set the computer up in the kitchen. even if like I could, there's not a lot of room, and I've already got the counter taken up with everything. So I did do some prep before we started. The oven has already preheated, and I've got most of the ingredients out and ready to go. There are a couple that are still in the fridge because I didn't want to leave them sitting out. Obviously it's comfortable in the house because the air conditioner's on, but it's still on the warm side because it's so hot and humid out today. So I don't know that there's any more intro that needs to happen. I'm going to be making first, and after the stream ends, I will put these recipes in the description for the video, but part of the fun of the cooking chats is for you to watch and learn along with me, since I'm doing these for the first time. But then when you decide you want to try one or both of these yourselves, you will have the recipe in the description to help you get through it. So I'm going to make a, I don't know what to call it. In the title of the live today, I think I just call it a cinnamon peach dessert. Looks like it's going to be super easy, and it sounds like it's going to be delicious. And then I will start, once that's in the oven, I'll start the preparations for a shrimp scampi pasta bake, which is making my mouth water just to say it. So without further ado, looks like it's still on. Richard has agreed to kind of be the cameraman today. But we got to get the camera going again. Maybe it's not a good idea to have the phone open. Alright, so I have to hold the phone up to this QR code. And I'm going to want it sideways. Okay, it's sideways, I guess. That's funny. How is it sideways when you're holding it up and down?
I don't know if I do it that way.
No, look, it turned it.
There, it's sideways.
Okay. So here, look, this is interesting, right? So we have another angle. I'm going to now switch to that angle on here. Hey. Hi, friends. Check that out. Oh my gosh, I can almost be like a professional now, and I could have a couple different camera angles when I'm doing my live streams. Hey, Metal, how are you? Thanks for stopping in today. So let's head to the kitchen and see how much chaos I can create trying these new dishes for the first time without stepping on a dog. Okay, so what I don't know, I hope, why you needed to have a stream. I guess I'll get my phone. Bear with us. I wanted him to have a little stream open because I don't know. So is that picking up the audio? Oh, there's a delay. But we're going to wait now to catch up with the delay because it sounds like it's picking up the audio. I just don't know if it's that microphone. Okay, so if you hear me, I just don't know if it's the phone or the microphone. Okay, how do I get the audio going? Oh my goodness gracious. I had to give it audio permission. Audio settings. Bear with me. Well, that phone is on the list here, but it's not letting me choose it. really help much if they can't hear what I'm explaining. I didn't think about the audio because it made me give permissions for the audio. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, this is really irritating. Camera settings, audio settings, device none.
How is your phone not picking it up?
Because it's not, the audio is not connected. Bring that phone to me, please. I'm going to try to reset that up. Device none. Because it's not the audio. Okay, sit tight. I'm going to restart that and see what the deal is with the audio. You can turn that down a little. All I needed to know was if we could hear the audio. It doesn't need to be blaring. Why do you have your headphones on if you're not?
Because I was listening to something over there.
I just realized he's got his headphones on. Okay, audio settings, device. Pair a device. Okay, that's on. Let's see what's the deal. Pair devices. Number tap 7 times. But where's the audio? See, it's grayed out. Okay, how can I do this? How long is this? What?
All this camera settings.
I know it could kind of hear me. I'll just have to talk real loud. Now you don't have it turned up at all? Alright, so I guess I'll just talk real loud. I'm not shy, but I'm disappointed that I can't get the... My phone is on the list of devices for audio, but it's grayed out, so I can't add that
Well,
audio.
what about my phone? How about you turn my audio on?
How do I disable? I wonder if I disable.
Try it and see.
Yep. Can y'all hear me now? I have to wait because there's a big delay. never occurred to me that you couldn't use the we're just gonna see what happens.
Would it be more easy to hear without the music?
Oh, now what's happening? No, it wouldn't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Now what's happening? Why are there multiple echoes? Hello? Okay. I've got the microphone. Well, we're going to move it a little more. Be careful, Boone. Move, baby. Move, baby. Move, baby. Move, baby. Okay, so let's see. Can you hear me in there? Such a delay. Anyone know how to get rid of the delay? Why is this not working? Oh my goodness gracious.
That's on.
Okay, I was gonna say it's working over there. Give me a second again. I have more technical difficulties with technical stuff than anyone I know. I don't know if this is charged. I don't think it's charged. Hopefully, it will kind of speak for itself what needs to happen. So I'm going to make my dessert first.
choice. Linguine, spaghetti, fettuccine. I got linguine. more butter. Get more sauce since I have a little more shrimp. Put another clove of garlic. I like garlic. I want the noodles to stick together. I don't usually cook this much pasta at once. It's too big, boy. So in just a minute, I will deglaze my pan with a little white wine. Half a cup. If you missed my post on my community tab, let me show you what I have today. can't watch the chat if anybody is chatting. Welcome if you came in and I didn't see you. I'm just going to strain this to get the seeds out. The shrimp is about done here. I'm going to let it go a little longer while I finish working on this lemon. So we're going to soak the seeds in some water. Let them soak for a few days. The dogs are being so good. Right now I'm going to take the shrimp out of the pan. As you can see, it's nice and pink to indicate that it's cooked thoroughly. That did take a little longer than it might have otherwise because the shrimp was not quite thawed all the way. Alright, and the next step is the white wine. And if you have, at this point, if you have any little crusty bits that have stuck to the bottom of the pan, you can just kind of scrape these after you've added this white wine. You can also use chicken broth, so if you want a non-alcoholic version, use chicken broth. We're going to just let this simmer for about 2 minutes. wants the pasta in there, so just some salt. Pepper. Shout out to my audio pro, I think that's what that microphone is, my podcast mic that is actually picking top this with a little bit of cheese. Got some grated Parmesan. The recipe calls for a half a cup of grated Parmesan. I'm just going to eyeball it. If you like more cheese, you can use more cheese. I do like Parmesan. And it also calls for mozzarella. So it calls for a cup of mozzarella. Again, I'm just going to eyeball it. You can use as much or little cheese as you like. If you do the math, then there's supposed to be twice as much mozzarella as there is Parmesan. If there's a big enough sink anywhere for me. And now, so we need to bake this for 15 to 20 minutes at 375. But we've still got about 8 minutes for the dessert to come out. I'm going to check that dessert, see if maybe it's ready already. I'll clean up a little bit here. We'll let this sit here, and I'll come back to the computer while I'm waiting on the dessert to finish. Oh, wow, there's people in the chat. Oh, hey, Metal. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Can I put this down? I need to.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I gotta put that down a minute.
Yeah.
You got my back.
I told you I was going to put it on a stand. I told Richard I was just going to put the phone on a stand. And he said, "Oh, no, I'll hold it for you." Now his back is hurting from having to stand like this for the last hour. Okay, so, again, thanks for being gracious, guys. I don't know if you have used the Camo app. Let me pull that up on my phone and show you the little icon for it. If you've used that Camo camera app, where is that? Let me know. I remember, it may be that I set it up on this phone first. This is the phone Richard's been recording with. And I remember having to give it permission to use the camera and the microphone on my phone. Name, A to Z. But I'm going to show you the, okay. So can you see, oops, that little blue, 𝐂𝐚. Can you see that? 𝐂𝐚 by Reincubate. Here's the, wow, those need to be opened. 𝐂𝐚. You set it up on the phone that you want to use as a camera and on the computer where you've got your OBS studio. It would be so nice if OBS would just come out with a mobile app. But let me see if I can catch up with the chat right quick. Oh. Okay, what is this? I gotta shut that. And let's pull this over here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So I knew Metal was here already, so thanks for being here, Metal. And again, Mark, how fun to see you, Mark. I think I saw you come up on my Facebook as a suggested friend, because it looks like it's you and your wife in the picture, but I didn't send a friend request yet. So if you get a friend request from me on Facebook, I use my maiden name on Facebook, so I'm Kathy Meza on Facebook. And the next time I see it, I'll send you a friend request. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've missed too much else. Ooh. That oven sure does heat up the house, let me tell you that. And let me see if I can tell you what else is going on. So tomorrow is Memorial Day. Gucci usually comes on Mondays, and originally her mom said she would still come on Monday, but she sent me a text message last night and said she's just going to bring her on Tuesday. So we'll actually have the holiday off. And I'm not going to lie, it's been so nice to just have our 3 dogs here. So that helped me realize that as frustrated as I was on Friday, y'all, when we had the extra dogs here, that's what does it. It's the extra dogs. Not that our dogs behave differently necessarily when the extra dogs are here. I think it might be more that in the back of my mind, I'm just aware that I cannot devote the same kind of attention and care to my dogs when someone is paying me to devote attention and care to their dogs. And so I think there's like this guilty conscience thing that goes on. Because it's so nice. And the dogs, I mean, check, they haven't made a sound since the stream started. Not that they're noisy. They do usually know to just chill out someplace when I'm on the computer doing a live stream. So it's very calm here and very quiet. Oh, yeah, remember me talking about the quiet. I haven't booked my trip to Point Nemo yet, but it's the only place I can think of where I could actually get away and have the kind of quiet that I dream about. So, should just be another couple of minutes and we're going to get that dessert out of the oven and pop the pasta bake in the oven. I don't have my thumbnail up yet for Friday's live stream, but I have been compiling some video to share with you. And initially, I think I said I was maybe going to try and do like funny traffic stops or... and for the most part, that's what this is going to be. But there might be some other just funny stuff captured on video to actually fill a whole show because I have to just be careful with what I share during a live stream if I don't own the rights to it. I know that should just be common sense, right? But that's going to be what I'll be working on for the next couple of days at least. If you don't watch The Amazing Race, I won't spoil it for you, but I do like to watch The Amazing Race every year, and I'm so happy about the team that won. And another way to say that is I'm so happy about the team that did not win. I've read some stuff now about, I don't think it's legit, but there was this married couple on the show, and I would have left. I would have just quit the race at some point if I had to tolerate that man's behavior and treatment. It was off the charts. I've never, in all the seasons that I've watched the show, I've never seen that. I'm not going to name names. You can go back and watch the season and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But I don't know. I mean, kudos to that woman, because I don't know how in the world she tolerates that man if he's like that all the time. What? Okay. Well, I gotta start this back up though. Okay, there's the dessert ringing at us, but let me get this phone going again. Are your arms rested? Oh. Oh, is it back? Okay, looks like it's back. Okay, so I'll be shouting again from the kitchen. Let's go get that dessert out of the oven and put the pasta bake in. Not unless it takes a minute. Okay, hang on. As usual, I'm having some kind of technical difficulty. I'll be right back. All right, let me try this again. Let me see if I can get this phone going again. That dessert smells heavenly. Okay, try this again. I have to show it a QR code that comes up on the... And now let's see. Okay, yes, now it's working. So let me go show you all the dessert. Oh, without breaking my phone. Wish we had smell-o-vision. It smells so good. We'll let that cool for just a minute, and then I will put the icing on it. And there's really not much else to see while we're waiting for the pasta bake to bake. So back to what's going on here. We do have storms headed this way. Let's pull up the radar. I don't think anything's supposed to hit until like late tonight, you know, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., something, but let's just see where all the stuff is right now. Ads. Everything has ads. Well, I can't see the time down there. So nothing going on, again, during the day today. And the last time shown here is 8 p.m. So yeah, that probably looks like about midnight, 11 o'clock or midnight before it would really get here. But according to Max Velocity here on YouTube, he has a great YouTube channel. I watch Max and Ryan Hall, y'all's channel. Ryan Hall is a weather analyst. He's not necessarily a meteorologist. He analyzes weather and, you know, like can do the math that when you have whichever variables, the conditions that are present, this is what it typically results in. Max is a meteorologist, which I'm sure incorporates a lot of that same stuff, but it almost seems like Ryan's channel, there's even more like technical science behind what he brings us. So if you're not watching one or both of those shows, I'm going to do a shout out now for my friend Dan Brunoff. So Dan Brunoff is a meteorologist here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He's the chief meteorologist for KRLD Radio, AM radio. and a friend of mine. He spent a little time with us on our live stream a couple of falls ago. Was that a couple of years ago now? When we had an eclipse, like in October, and he came on and talked with us a little bit about eclipses. But I wanted to show you a service that you can sign up for. It's $15 a year, and it's his thing. It's Dan's baby. But let me find it. Okay, and I think it's called Next Gen Weather, or just Weather Gen, something like that. Where is it? So here we go. Your personal weather. Weather called. Oh, is that it? No. Where is it? So I signed up for it, and when we really do have a threatening storm, so if there is a severe thunderstorm headed our way, we get text messages. Where is that? Can you look on Facebook and see if you can find that?
What is it?
It's Dan Brunoff's weather service thing. But again, you can be anywhere in the country. It's going to be tailored to like your zip code. You enter your location, and you can then select, like what kind of alerts do you want? Do you only want alerts if it's severe, like a severe thunderstorm warning or hail, tornadoes? So if there's something like a tornado warning, you even get a phone call. And that's any time of day or night. I mean, it's an automated system, and it's going to be based on the alerts and warnings and things obviously issued by the National Weather Service. But instead of feeling like you've got to stay up late like I used to do if it looked like bad weather was coming, so that I could be prepared to huddle the dogs together in the closet and get out the tornado bag, I don't have to do that now. I can go to bed, I can go to sleep, and wait to see if I get a phone call or a text message or no.
Well, this is 27 years.
Yeah, but it's his. This is the page I think where he's. I mean, you can look on there and see if he's been advertising it there. Oh. How do I find?
Weather call, whatever.
I don't think so, because that's a brand new. I don't know. That's a brand new thing. So.
Weather call Next Gen?
Next Gen, that's what I needed. Weather call Next Gen, yes. Okay, so. All right, let me see if I can find that post that Richard just found.
Go to this page.
I thought that's what it was called. I mean, he keeps you posted on other stuff, but
New one? The link or whatever?
yeah, I guess.
Side, link and comments below. DanTheWeatherman.com.
Well, I don't really want this video. Okay, well, I wanted the picture. Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive.
It's Dan.
Okay, so here's a graphic for it. And then I'll put in the chat, I'll put the link that you can use to sign up for it. But I think for $15 a year. Okay, did y'all see that? For $15 a year, shoot, yeah. So the first time I got a call late at night, I'm a night owl anyway, and so it was like 11:45, just before midnight, and my phone rings, and it's an 866 number. And I'm thinking, who in the world is trying to reach me now? And I didn't answer it, because if I start talking on the phone, then the dogs get all worked up. Now I'm looking for the... Where's the link? Or where's the... It's like, I think there's an email address maybe you go to. is it? Okay, I don't see the link to go to sign up for it, Richard. It's Dan the Weatherman at something. Okay, I want to... Oh. Hang on, I'm still trying to find the link or the address where you go to sign up for it. You could have sent me that, or you could post it in the chat, Richard. He's not listening to me. Imagine that. Okay, why? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to open a window and go to my Facebook because I can't find anything on my phone.
Alright, where you want to put the link on?
In the chat. I don't even know now how you found that, his personal page. And he does great, okay, here we go. I'm gonna put this here. Here's the link coming up in the chat where you can go to get more info and to sign up and... Okay, that is the 𝐒𝐚𝐬𝐿 and I think it exists everywhere. So lots of meteorologists may be marketing it, but I learned about it through my friend Dan. So I'll share his link. Yeah, that looks like that's the newest post about it. Let's see what happens when I click on that link. A new service that provides both severe weather and vehicle security notifications. It notifies you when when severe weather is active near your location, plus a new vehicle security alert telling you when your vehicle may have been stolen. Price, oh, that's a different thing. That's not it. Okay, that's not it. So disregard, I'm going to take that link off of there. That's not the one I wanted. Why am I having so much trouble just finding the next gen? It was like Dan the Weatherman. Okay, yes. Go to dantheweatherman.com. But why couldn't you post it in the chat like I said 10 minutes ago? dantheweatherman.com. And when you go there, it gives you the sign up option and the details about the Weather Call Next Gen. $15 a year. And you can set, again, what kind of alert types you want. And do you want a text message? Do you want a phone call? Do you want an email? I mean, I signed up for all of them. So if the weather's really going to be bad now, again, I can just go on to bed and I don't feel like I need to stay up even later than I was, planning to stay up anyway. Because I don't get to sleep in most mornings. The dogs make sure of that. Okay, so there's that. I don't even know if I can... Window capture. Let's see if I can get you to this. Yeah. There, y'all can see that, right? Okay. So it is spring. Hurricane season is starting soon. It's tornado season here. I mean, nowadays, we just have to be prepared for tornadoes all year. I can remember still I don't remember where I was going, but I was at DFW Airport like on the 30th of December to go do a New Year's Eve thing out of state. And a tornado went through the airport while we were there. It wasn't time to like leave or anything, but they made all of the people that were there waiting to check in or waiting to board, whatever it was, get under this stairwell in the terminal we were in. And it was kind of exciting, but very unnerving at the same time. When was that? That was long enough ago that it was also during a time when there were armed, like, police or military something, like 9/11 associated stuff, that there were people with the big long guns, I mean, like police and military or whatever it was, at, I guess, all of the international airports. I know they were at Dallas-Fort Worth. And that reminds me of when I was in Ireland, our trip up to Belfast, because we went north to go to Belfast to catch the ferry to go to Glasgow, Scotland, and all along the streets. So we're in a tour bus, and all along the streets at some point, I don't remember when we started seeing it, are these armed military guys with the big guns. That was bizarre. Yeah, that's a weird feeling. And we didn't see that any other place in Ireland or Scotland. But as we were going into Belfast, that's what it looked like. So I'm gonna go check. Let me get my phone going again. I'm gonna go check the time on the pasta. I think it's only gonna be 4 or 5 minutes now. Maybe I didn't talk as long as I thought I did. Ooh, that connects so fast. Okay, looks like we're connected. Okay. And now I start hollering again.
Excuse me, Bear. Excuse me, Bear.
Get as close to the kitchen as I can.
Scoot, Trina. Right this way. Yeah, 4 minutes left. Let's put some icing on the, I'm just gonna use the icing that came with the cinnamon rolls. I just really gotta have some scissors. That's just all there is to it. I've got to have some scissors. We usually have 3 pairs her back legs don't work so good. Can you show us when you walk? Show me. Bless her heart. So the good news is, turn this around. Oh, that's going to be harder to do than I think. I don't know if I'm in the frame or not. The good news is, I'll be sitting at the computer when I taste this stuff, so we don't have to do this shouting anymore. Look at that! Alright, so let's get back over here. That's going to have to cool a minute. I don't want to try to eat that right now, as hot as it is. I hope this wasn't as big a disaster as I'm feeling like it was. Oh, let me get back on here. It smells great. The shrimp dish looks really good with all that cheese on top. Or I'm going to turn this off. And I might look up while we're sitting here. No access to audio from phone with Camo app. Will that help it find me? How to use your phone as a webcam for free? Camo Studio. Troubleshooting Camo. Let's look at the troubleshooting guide. Let's see if we can make this. Oh, wait, what's there? Let's make this smaller. And let's see if we can get this to come on. I'm sure somebody that watches this, thanks to those of you who are watching this, I'm sure somebody will know what it is I need to do. But let me get over here. Troubleshooting Camo. Let's make that this size. Okay, how do we do that? If you run into a problem with Camo, please make sure you're using the latest version. On Mac OS, blah, blah, blah. On Windows, click on the Camo icon on the upper. Okay, no, I just want to look specifically for... Here's the options. Oh, let me put this down low. There. Camo doesn't appear as a camera. Camo doesn't show 4K resolution. Where's something about audio? I really think I remember having to tell it to give it permission to use my camera and audio. Modes are missing. It doesn't have a search thing. Nope, 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 nope. Here's a motorcycle. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, let's just take out that and just type no audio from phone with Camo app. Sorry to hear you're experiencing. Oh, this is a problem with one of the functions of the Camo Studio. You will need to contact RichKat to support. They will be able to help you post causing problem. Help on my phone. Oh.
here's a video. Oh, I don't want to show that because there could be a copyright problem there. But I might watch that later. Don't settle for subpar audio and video quality during online meetings with Camo Studio app. You can improve the quality of your Android phone webcam. Huh. And that, see, that title says get crisp audio and video. Huh. So there's a way to do it. I just don't know when it's going to happen. And that video is a few years old now. Oh, so before the next cooking chat, I will have that figured out. I don't know why I have so much problems with my technical stuff. But I feel like I have more problems with technical stuff than most people. Is it because I'm just using stuff that's problematic? Okay, so sit tight because I'm going to go and serve up a portion of that shrimp dish. Now, I was going to make some garlic bread to go with it, but I'm not in the mood now after fighting with these phones so much. Not that that's anything special. You can have whatever kind of bread you want with it, but for pasta dishes, I do like to have garlic bread, so I'm not going to holler. I'm just going to go get a plate and I'll bring it back and taste it here so you can see what my verdict is. Is. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of it, but it's still pretty hot. It really does smell good. Oh, it is hot. You see that steam coming off of there? Yeah, you can see that. I'm gonna get a little bite of pasta. I think it's got a little cheese on it. Yeah, that's good. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's good. Wow, now I'm gonna get a little bite with some shrimp. I do taste a little kick. I can't tell if it's the tartness of the lemon or the red pepper flakes. It's way at the back of my mouth, up near my soft palate. I think the shrimp's gonna be really hot. I don't want to have to spit food out on live video. Oh, wow. Oh, I can just sit here and eat a whole dish of this shrimp. Okay, that's a winner. Again, if you missed it at the beginning of the video, I will have the recipes for both of these things in the description after the stream ends live today. Wow. And I haven't eaten at all yet today. So I'm starving and this is really hitting the spot. Wow. I am glad I added that little bit more butter and garlic to the sauce. I will probably, when I make this again, I'm going to double the amount of the sauce just because the sauce is what makes this taste like it does. I've only had maybe 2 swigs of coffee today. And I thought I would sit here and drink a little coffee while I had my meal. I can have that with the dessert. Because if you missed it, I am so hooked on caffeine. If I don't get my caffeine, I feel a little headache coming on already. If I don't get my caffeine by a certain point in the day, I get a headache. But water will work for this dish. Yeah, you gotta try this. This is good for what ails you. And the shrimp. So I bought a 2-pound bag of peeled, deveined shrimp just at Kroger in the frozen fish section. And then again, thawed out a little more than a pound. It was a little bit frozen still when I started cooking it, but not completely frozen. Wow. This would be good with some garlic bread. And I even think, oh, you know what I forgot to do? So you can also chop, and I have it, you can chop some fresh parsley and sprinkle it over the top just for presentation. I don't think parsley really does much as far as enhancing flavor. But the next time I know somebody that's recovering from surgery or just had a baby, or and I want to take food to them, unless they have some kind of shrimp allergy, man, this is something I'm going to be making. Definitely something I would want to share with people. I'm glad I put the extra cheese on it too. I mean, I like cheese. But I think if it had more sauce even, I might not miss the cheese if I didn't put extra cheese on it. And I'm sure you're all just fascinated to sit here watching me eat. That's good, and I'm hungry, so. But I gotta leave room for the dessert. So let me finish this. And then I'll try the cinnamon peach dessert. Excuse me, talking with my mouth full. 2 more bites. That shrimp is so good. Shrimp seems to really have an ability to soak up flavors. Because that is so tasty. Wow. I might use a little more of the red pepper flakes in it next time. Again, I feel that little kick every now and then, but it's not real consistent. And I think that would, I know for sure, I'm glad I put the extra garlic in it. I would still love for it to be even garlickier. I really love garlic. But now give me a second and I'm going to go get a little dish of the cinnamon peach dessert and let you know what I think about that. Bite of this. Here's a little piece of peach to go with it. Oh, it's not too hot now. It's very peach cobblery. That's my favorite kind of cobbler. I bought the. I actually had that can of peaches here because I like to make peach dump cake with it. And around the edges where the cinnamon rolls were around the edges of the pan. It's just a little bit crispy. This hits the spot too. So this is a great dessert, but obviously cinnamon rolls, you know, it could be a good breakfast or brunch. Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to say I like this even better than I like that shrimp dish. But this is a nice, this was not a wild transition to go from the shrimp dish to this. Sweets are not necessarily my weakness. I like breads though. And again, savory things, cheese, a lot of seasonings, garlic and comino and wow. Yeah, this is definitely something I will make again. And I'll try it with apple. I may try it with cherries just because I like cherries. I just don't know. I mean, these don't taste real cinnamony. So it might work with cherries. And the original dump cakes I used to make was cherries and pineapple. That might work with this. But that's today's cooking chat. Apologies for the sound issues with the Camo app, but at least I'm one step closer being able to have a second camera source. OBS has a built-in camera source, but it would still be accessing the same camera that's on my computer, so it's not like I could have two different cameras going if I used my computer camera and then the OBS virtual camera. They're the same camera. And I'm hoping it'll be a quick fix to get the audio issue figured out. I don't know what all I would do with that. But it is, I think it would be fun to maybe have another angle of the camera during a live stream every now and then. So, hey, Dancing Along with Reynolds, thanks for being here. I'm having my cinnamon peach dessert right now. Today's dishes were amazing. This is good stuff. Are you having some pasta? What do you think? Yeah, Richard likes it. There's nothing in that shrimp dish that, I mean, unless you don't like shrimp, there's nothing in that dish that a picky person would not like. Again, butter, garlic, salt, pepper, cream. So, sorry you just now got here, Dancing Alone, because I'm about to wrap everything up. We'll have to, you know, spend a little time outside with the outdoor animals here shortly, and I'm sure it's going to be a sauna out there. So be safe, happy, and well wherever you are. I hope the weather is kind. Do look into the dantheweatherman.com site if you're interested in getting signed up for the location-specific alerts and warnings and things without having to stay by your phone or, you know, watch the radar into the wee hours if there's something potentially dangerous headed your way. And I'll be picking, so the next time I do a cook and chat, I'm going to select another thing off of that Facebook recipes list that I've created. Don't know what it'll be yet, but this was this will definitely be a dish in my regular rotation now, because I don't feel like it took very long to put it together. Again, the trick was the logistics of having the dessert that needed to be in the oven at a lower temperature for a longer amount of time. But what did it end up being? That when I really had the pasta ready to go, there was like 8 minutes left on the dessert. So it just means that if I do something like that again, I'll know I need to get the dessert, you know. Maybe you won't get to watch me put it together if I do something similar. The dessert will just have to already be in the oven when we start the show. so that but I didn't know how long it was going to take me to put the shrimp thing together, so, you know, I don't know that I could have done anything different this time anyway. I just knew I wanted the dessert to cook first because it was going to cook at a lower temperature. So, thanks for stopping by. I'm working on my 80s songs video here and there, and I'll get Friday's live stream finalized here in the next couple of days, and I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Thanks for stopping by. If you're part of the live chat that was here while this was happening, again, thank you for your patience and understanding about the audio issues. And if you're watching as part of the Rewatch crew, thank you for that. Just stick with it, and then let me know if you try one or both of these dishes. I'll get that description updated here in just a bit so that you've got the step-by-step info so you can prepare it yourself, and let me know what you think. And I'll see you again soon. Love you. Bye, friends.